So let's go into dexamethasone, the good, the bad, and the ugly, I guess. I think one thing I should say is that everyone reacts differently to it. It is a steroid that mimics cortisol. So I don't know if your cortisol levels go up, but some people experience anxiety. Some people get angry. I was extremely worried that I would be one of those people that would get very, very angry. And this is coming from a place, from my childhood, essentially. So it's triggering that a part of me in my childhood where my dad was enraged multiple times during the day. So it was a regular occurrence, a daily occurrence, and oftentimes, it would happen more than once. And when I say rage, it wasn't just like, an anger or whatever. I had a hard day and I'm angry, which we can talk about anger, and I will go into anger and how anger can be positive. He was just very, he would yell at the top of his lungs. He would say things like, "I wish you were never born," to me. And that was as young as I can remember, essentially. So words would just come out as I got older, like calling me a whore, even though I wasn't sleeping with anyone when I was a teenager, would just be something that would just come out, but in like that rage fashion. I remember there were times when my sister and him threw knives at each other. There was so much anger. So this idea of okay, I'm going to take this dexamethasone and it's going to be great for anti-nausea. I'm not going to be vomiting, which, no one wants to vomit. That's horrible. I mean, I don't. And so I was really, really scared. I was I've worked so hard not to be like my dad, because what I should say is, coming from that childhood, I wouldn't experience rage as much as anger. In my 20s, I would just get angry. I would get angry very quickly. Just little things would just be rah, and I get angry. I wouldn't go to that extent, like a scary yelling, screaming, your blood curdling inside of you extent, but I would get angry. And so when I had children, have been so great for me. My two children have been amazing for me, and I'm so lucky to have them. And I've mentioned this before, but every time I'm like, oh, my children. Anyway, so when I had children, I consciously worked on not suppressing my anger, but expressing it earlier and more constructively. So when, in a way that I'm actually expressing anger in a healthy way. There you go, healthy. So that is something that I really worked on, and I've mastered for the most part. I mean, I still lose my temper, but it's not a very regular occurrence. Oftentimes it's linked with me being very hungry. We'll go into that. So anyway, I was really afraid. Luckily for me, dexamethasone did not exhibit itself in rage. So that was definitely a positive, and I'm so grateful for that. So instead of being angry or anxious, I became exuberant with ideas. I had so many ideas, but ideas in a way, I talked to my poor sister for an hour and a half. That's how bad it was. And I'm usually a listener. I'll talk. Now I'm more of a give and take. Listen to me if I'm going to talk to you, or if I'm going to listen to you. But in the past, I've come from a very listener kind of background. And I talked for an hour and a half. I think I exhausted the girl. I apologized to her afterwards. And I would just say stuff oh, I'm going to write it right now. I'm going to write this. And then after that, I bounce off to another idea. Oh, actually, I want to paint. I have this really great idea. Did I tell you about my great idea? Fast, manic, very strong, information coming and at this poor person and bouncing everywhere. So I remember getting off the phone with her. And this is right after my chemo, right? So had my chemo, got home. Sister called, I called her, I don't know, something happened, and here I am, boom, 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 giving her everything. And finally, actually, she got off the phone with me, politely, and didn't call me back. I wonder why. And so what I ended up doing is I ended up, still having a lot of energy. So I ended up lifting weights because chemo eats a lot of your muscle mass, and I love my muscle mass. So I really, really want to keep that up as much as I can. So I started doing weights, and there's this image of me as I think back to what I was doing. So I would do weights, and oftentimes when I do weights, I'll have music on, and in between sets, like I'll dance and whatever, and I feel the music, and it's just a way of letting go. So I have this image of me, which I was dancing, but it was like dancing and I don't know, in a very free way, I guess you can say, but also in a very fast and hardcore and just really, really giving it to her kind of way. Oh, that came out bad. But anyway, you know what I mean? Just very, very strong and just almost as if I wasn't in my mind 100%. And so when I saw this, and when I realized I was doing this, what I ended up doing is sitting down, taking deep breaths, kind of feeling my body center, realizing that there was this beautiful creative storm going on above me, realizing that, yes, I had so many great ideas, but I didn't do anything. I didn't act on any of them because I couldn't. I had too much energy. And so I told myself that next time I can do one or two things. Number one, I can write my ideas down. That would be smart. Or two, I have a friend who was needing some advice on something, or something or other. So I told this friend that the next time I go through chemo, tell me what you need brainstorming on. If you want me to brainstorm for you, I can, because there's so many ideas, and it was literally a brainstorm that I was experiencing. So I was like, hey, we could do this. We can brainstorm. And that could be using this energy for good or productively. And now this is just the way I work. I like to be useful. I like to be productive. If you don't work like that, that's fine. I think it might just be best when it comes to dexamethasone, no matter the reaction. I think the one lesson that you should take away from this is not productivity. That's me and my hang-ups, or I don't know, just the way I work. But I think one lesson you need to take away is whether it be anger or anxiety or this exuberant manic state that you are in because of this drug, it's really important to try to one, be kind to yourself. That's number one, always number one, is being kind to yourself. And as you're kind to yourself, just center with your breath as much as possible. Focus on the exhale more than the inhale. So exhale out for 3 seconds if you can, then 5 seconds, and make it longer. Inhale as well, obviously, to fill that exhale, or the air that you lost in the exhale. And just understand that, yes, there may be a storm above you, but you are still there, and you can access yourself. And if you can access yourself even for a second, that's already good. Right? And this too shall pass, right? So whatever state you're in, it will pass. Don't worry if you can't be centered for too long. It takes a lot of work. I've been, meditating for almost 10 years now, regularly. So anyway, so that helps, right? I have that background. So if you only manage a second, celebrate that second. If you manage half a second, that's cool too. Celebrate that. Celebrate whatever you have, and just be gentle and kind to yourself. Wish you the best of luck as you go through this. It's a lot. It really is a lot, but you're not alone. And I hope that these videos are helping you. If they are, then I'm happy. I've done what I wanted to do. So until next time.